Tim Duncan's silent greatness. When talking about NBA legends, flashy players often steal the spotlight. But Tim Duncan, nicknamed the Big Fundamental, built a Hall of Fame career on consistency, skill, and an unmatched basketball IQ. His dominance didn't come with trash talk or highlight reel dunks. It came with silent, steady excellence that led the San Antonio Spurs to 5 NBA championships. From college greatness to nearly 2 decades of silent excellence with the Spurs, Duncan built one of the most unshakable legacies in basketball. But what made his greatness so different? And why does it still feel underrated even after all the trophies? Well, we are breaking down that and much more in today's video. College glory. Tim Duncan's path to basketball greatness didn't begin with a dream, but with a storm. Yes, Duncan wasn't one of those kids who grew up obsessed with basketball. In fact, his first love was swimming. He only picked up a basketball after a hurricane wrecked his training pool in the Virgin Islands. That twist of fate led him to Wake Forest, where he didn't just play basketball, he ruled it. While other stars were leaving college early, Duncan stayed all 4 years, dominating both the court and the classroom. By the time he graduated in 1997, he had won every major college award you could think of. The Wooden Award, the Naismith, the USBWA Player of the Year, and more. He blocked shots like a pro, averaged a double-double, and turned Wake Forest into a national powerhouse. Coaches and analysts were already calling him NBA ready before he even declared for the draft. He was calm, focused, and always a step ahead mentally. That's no surprise, he majored in psychology. While others talked trash, Duncan let his game speak. By the time Duncan left college, the NBA was already waiting, not just for a talented big man, but for a player who would redefine what it meant to be ready from day one. The league. So, in 1997, the San Antonio Spurs had the #1 pick. No suspense, no last-minute debates. Everyone knew who they were taking, Tim Duncan. And the moment he stepped onto the NBA court, he looked like he'd already been playing there for years. He won Rookie of the Year with ease, averaging over 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game. No drama, no hype campaign, just solid, dominant basketball. Duncan formed a front court duo with David Robinson that completely changed the Spurs. They called it the Twin Towers, and teams around the league had no answer for it. In just his second season, he led San Antonio to their first ever NBA title and took home the Finals MVP. That was the start of something special. He didn't chase highlights. He focused on the little things: spacing, defense, footwork, smart passes. The stuff that wins games. While other young stars were trying to build their brand, Duncan was building a foundation. And so began Duncan's reign in San Antonio, a reign that would last nearly 2 decades and deliver unparalleled success. But what made his greatness truly stand out was his sustained brilliance year after year. You see, from 1999 to 2014, he helped bring 5 NBA championships to San Antonio. That kind of success over such a long time is extremely rare. He was named Finals MVP 3 times and regular season MVP twice, and he did it all with a calm, steady presence that never faded. What makes it even more impressive is how he kept evolving. He started by leading the Spurs alongside David Robinson, then later became the core leader for Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. This shows he was always focused on team success, and his unselfishness helped solidify the Spurs as one of the most well-balanced and cohesive teams in NBA history. Also, during his dominance, Duncan's impact on younger players was profound. His mentorship of guys like Kawhi Leonard, who went on to win Finals MVP in 2014, speaks volumes about Duncan's willingness to pass on his knowledge. His role as an elder statesman in the locker room was crucial to the Spurs' ability to integrate new talent while maintaining championship-level play. Every year, no matter who was around him, Duncan stayed consistent. The Spurs made the playoffs in all 19 of his seasons. He didn't burn out. He didn't slow down. He played at a high level from his rookie season all the way to his final year in 2016. That kind of long-term dominance isn't something you often find, and Duncan made it look effortless. But this longevity alone didn't make him unstoppable. How he mastered the game's fundamentals with surgical precision also contributed to his greatness. This guy didn't rely on crazy show-offs or Showtime moves. What made him special was how simple his game looked and how unstoppable it really was. He had the perfect footwork, top-notch patience, and that signature bank shot. Every move had a purpose. He used angles, timing, and positioning better than anyone. You wouldn't catch him throwing flashy passes or forcing shots. He played smart and made things look easy, even when they weren't. Coaches loved it, and teammates trusted it while opponents struggled to deal with it. Tim Duncan was always in control, never rushing plays or trying to do too much. Good in spacing, defense, and smart passing. That's why the nickname, the Big Fundamental, stuck. This wasn't just a label, it was a badge of honor. Duncan proved that mastering the basics could win games, lead franchises, and build a career that spanned nearly 2 decades. While the league shifted to highlight reels and big personalities, Duncan quietly dominated with precision, discipline, and a style that never went out of date. And his story gets even better. But before we continue, please hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this one. Now moving on. The underrated defense of Duncan. Most fans remember Tim Duncan for his bank shots and smooth post play, but his defense was just as legendary. He finished his career with over 3,000 blocks, making him one of the top shot blockers in NBA history. And he didn't chase blocks. He timed them perfectly, stayed disciplined, and made smart decisions every time down the court. He anchored the Spurs defense year after year, adjusting to different systems and still shutting down the paint. Whether it was guarding big one-on-one or helping on pick and rolls, Duncan handled it with control, and opponents knew it wasn't easy getting anything past him inside. He made 15 all-defensive teams, including 8 on the first team. That kind of recognition only comes from years of being a problem on defense. His presence alone made teammates better defenders. The Spurs became one of the league's toughest defensive units with him in the middle. He didn't flex or taunt after stops. He just got back in position and did it again. That quiet intensity defined his entire approach. And on defense, it made him one of the most reliable forces the game has ever seen. Now, while Duncan's defense was dominant, it was his consistency over the years that really made him a unique figure in NBA history. Never slowing down, always staying at the top of his game and winning multiple awards. Records, awards, and unshakable consistency. You see, Tim Duncan's career wasn't built on one great season. It was built on almost 2 decades of showing up and delivering. He made 15 All-NBA teams, 15 All-Defensive teams, and was selected to 15 All-Star games. That level of consistency speaks louder than any highlight reel ever could. For his first 13 seasons, he earned both All-NBA and All-Defensive honors every single year. That kind of run is nearly unheard of in any era. He passed 26,000 career points, grabbed over 15,000 rebounds, and blocked more than 3,000 shots. The numbers were elite, and he kept them coming year after year. Even when the Spurs weren't making headlines, Duncan kept them relevant with his steady presence. He helped the team win 1,000 games with him on the roster, the first player in NBA history to reach that milestone with one team. His name is on almost every major all-time list for big men. And beyond the stats, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2020 and named to the NBA's 75th anniversary team. Those honors only confirm what everyone in the league already knew. Tim Duncan wasn't just consistent. He set the standard for what greatness over time really looks like. But he wasn't done yet, because even in retirement, his influence remained strong. Post-retirement. Interestingly, he left the NBA the same way he played in it, without fanfare, as when he retired in 2016, he didn't hold a press tour or make a big announcement. The Spurs just posted a press release and that was it. In typical Duncan style, he stepped away from the game the same way he played it, calm and focused. But even after hanging up his jersey, he didn't really walk away. In 2019, he returned to the Spurs as an assistant coach, working closely with young players and offering quiet guidance from the bench. He even served as head coach for a game when Greg Popovich was out. And you know what? He didn't make a big deal about it. He just showed up and did the job. Off the court, he's been deeply involved in helping his community. Through the Tim Duncan Foundation, he's supported education, health programs, and disaster relief, especially back home in the Virgin Islands. Today, he is still not chasing cameras or trying to build a personal brand. But he still shows up at Spurs practices, still supports the team, and still leads in his own way. Even in retirement, his influence is strong. Just like always, it's steady, quiet, and real. And that's it. Now to you. If Tim Duncan had played louder, would he be ranked higher? Or did his silence actually make his greatness louder than words ever could? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos like this one.